Hello, Collective. Wendy Joy, Love and Light. What do you think about cycles? I've been thinking a lot about cycles lately, where they seem to be a loop, or at least with some people, they seem to be stuck in a loop. And I can recognize that because I was stuck in a cycle for a very long time. And it was because of limited perception, a hindered mindset, lack of ambition, so to speak. Because where I was when I was facing this cycle of loops was in a place where I thought that I was going to be forced to deal with people, places, situations that had no interest in applying effort into their life, but thought, or their existence, or their reality, whatever it may have been, right? Because it came in a lot of different forms. And they just expected me to carry the entire burden and to not only, be the woman, be the man, be the mother, be the father, be the caregiver, be the cleaning person, the cooking person, like everything, just everything. And then before I could sit down and be me, I had to pass everything out to everybody because, they couldn't do it themselves, or at least so they portrayed. Or at one particular point in my life, that's what I saw. And I come to find out that it all started within me. So maybe I was missing some type of clarity or needed to learn a lesson, right? And I wasn't gaining the value of that lesson, so it was repeated over and over and over again. And it was because I was inviting it back in, because my mindset had not yet evolved or developed into where I am today. And where I am today is understanding that these cycles, they're not going to stop. They won't stop. They'll keep coming in different forms, in different fashions, until we recognize what it is that we're bringing into our future without even realizing, like unintentionally. And that's because of an outdated or a mindset that needs to be pivoted in order to see the bigger picture. Because as much as we may think that we are the center of the universe, right? We're only the center of our own universe. Each one of us has their very own internal universe. It what makes you live, what keeps you moving, functioning. The difference between alive and not alive, right? And when we realize that there's a way bigger world out there, not just the little tiny space that we hold, because look around you, there's millions of people, there's millions of objects, there's millions of different types of energy fields. They're just everywhere. They're within your immediate existence. They're like outside of your immediate vicinity. They're just everywhere. And they even emit from the earth themselves. So there are ways that we can harness the energy and use it positively and help us forward on our mission. But in order to do that, we have to release ourselves from the cycle of repeating the same lesson. So the next time a deja vu situation comes your way, where you think you've been here before, you think you've done that before, or it just seems way so familiar, I suggest stepping backwards into your own mind and, talking to yourself, your higher consciousness, your spirit team, listening to your senses and how you feel. Because you will get answers. It will tell you, oh, well, for example, you keep stubbing your toe because you keep stretching your leg as far as it can go, knowing that there's an obstacle in front of you. And you're not lifting your leg high enough to go over it, you're going right toward it. Maybe you think that you're trying to kick it over, but in the end, all that's happening is that your toe is throbbing and it hurts. So that's your senses telling you, you know what, you better rethink your plan because something here doesn't line up unless you enjoy the pain that you're inflicting upon yourself. And I don't even know any pain people that really like physical, metaphorical, emotional, whatever pain. They're trying to get away from it, but because they're in that frequency, that's what they keep, encouraging to come to them in the future. So I suggest that if you are having difficulty trying to get your way out of a cycle that just does not work for you, then by all means reach out and let me know, because it's very possible, it's actually pretty probable, that I would be able to illuminate what it is that keeps you in that cycle. I know for me, it was right blaring in my face the entire time, but there was a disconnect between how do I live with myself and not feel guilty in any type of way for turning my back and walking away, right? From the lower energies that no longer served me, that I knew didn't serve me, that I knew weren't doing anything good for me, that I knew I was pouring way too much into their cup and getting nothing in return, right? Or bare minimum. So the universe, saw that I was doing the best that I could with what I had, and then provided to me illumination through the understanding of finding my soul tribe, and then providing to me the information that I needed in order to go forward, with surety that I wasn't going to feel some type of a horrible way by, walking away. So that inspiration came from Dolores Cannon, and it was all about contracts and karmics and dharma and all this other, it just illuminated me so much. It just gave me so much resonation that was the missing piece that I needed in order to feel good about myself, feel good about the situation I was leaving, offer love and light to those situations, whether it be a person, a place, or a thing, and it was all three, actually. And I knew that nothing now I finally know that lessons come our way. And that if we're stuck on a cycle of a one or a few different type of lesson, right, that we need to really go down deep and figure out what is the universe trying to tell me? What is my higher consciousness trying to tell me? Where is the disconnect? And as soon as I heard four words, we come here with a plan. We come here with 5 words. Then I knew that I was not stuck, and that I did fulfill my contract, my, what I set out to do, the lessons that I needed to learn, and that I was free to step out of that loop, to step into a new beginning, the beginning of the life that I was always meant to live after I received the clarity that once held me back. And if we learn this lifetime and let awareness and evolution and ascension carry us to higher frequencies, then we would have honored a goal or two. Who knows, maybe even 3. But what I do know is that our future is yet to be seen. It may be briefly jotted in cliff notes, maybe locked in our DNA, or, enlightenment that will come to us when we reach a certain frequency, But what I do know is that every step of the journey is a wonderful adventure. And peeling away the layers and finding who we really are and getting off of the loop of cycle that really never, was meant for us to stay forever is part of our destiny. And each one of us has a different loop or a different cycle that we might be stuck in or just coming out of. And if you're coming out of that cycle and entering your new beginning, I am so super proud of you. And I want to encourage you and reward you because it was difficult. And I know it was difficult. Nothing that's worth anything was ever made so super easy that there was no lesson or no value or no tool to be gained, good, bad, or indifferent. Because I don't want to say like an ego pride type thing, but with me anyway, the feeling of accomplishment just fills me with so much joy, knowing that my steps aren't for nothing, they're for something, and that they're for bigger than me, and that they're for you, and they're for everybody beyond, and forever and ever. Because once you say it, and you put it out there, especially if you write it down, it's kept. Just look at all the scrolls and things that we're finding from ancient civilizations and all the knowledge that we're gaining. All because records were kept in tangible form for someone else to view, to get value from. And I'm hoping that you get value from the encouragement that I send, from the lessons that I've received through the trials or tribulations or cycles that I've endured, so that you don't have to stay stuck longer than what you need to. That as soon as you get that inkling to ask more questions, to see what else is out there, to realize that you're just, and I mean no disrespect to anyone when I say this, but we individually are we're all goldfish in a huge, huge pond. Or we're all baby saltwater fish in the middle of a huge, vast ocean. However you want to look at it. And I said goldfish because I come to find out that goldfish has a representation of abundance, financial, physical, tangible abundance, along with spiritual prosperity. A double whammy. So when we consider ourselves, just like the fish that has so much potential to provide, right? But we're all individuals, and we're all in this vast ocean around other little fish that have so much to offer. Then we realize that we're just a drop of water, if you will, in the whole ecosystem. But when we form together and bond and unite, then we've just become a very powerful asset, not only to ourselves, but to humanity, as an entirety. Because what we individually do, although it may be so small on the scheme of things, really does make a huge impact when we all do what we're meant to do and elevate and rise our frequency and vibrate, on newer, unmapped to us levels, right? New adventures, which will come with new trials. But you know what? We're in a much better position in order to handle, to respond and not react, to live as we were meant to live, through interconnectivity, unity, love, light. And I'm here to say that if you need help relieving you from the cycle that you may have been trapped in or may be trapped in, reach out and let me know. I know that I have been pretty much everywhere. Had many, many different types of experiences with a vast amount of people. My little guppy self, little goldfish self, tongue-tied, sorry. I've been around a vast amount of people. The universe made sure that my stretch was far and wide. And I've touched the lives of everybody that I have ever come in contact with. And I wouldn't want it any other way. Because if you share your love and your positivity and your wisdom and your knowledge, then you just open the door to a whole new future for you, and you just jump timelines because now you're not following, you're leading. My lovely collective, whatever you do today, I offer you the end to any horrible cycle, that you learn your lesson and gain your value and perfect your tool, and that you tread the cycle to your new beginning, where abundance and prosperity, tangible wealth, tangible health, wisdom and knowledge flow easily and effortlessly. I love you. I love me. I love it, everything about this world. The good, the bad, the indifferent. Because my perception has evolved enough where I don't see and I'm not really affected by any low, dense negativity. Because I see the higher, the brighter, the more vibrant side. That doesn't mean that, low dense energy isn't there. It just doesn't affect me like it once did. And if you would like any tricks or tips or secrets, nothing is a secret with me because I am very transparent. Whatever you need to know, I am very happy to share. My lovely collective, love, light, and endless possibilities on your new beginning. Blessed be. I love you.